What's up, everyone? Back for another episode of Brushing Them Back with Colby White. Uh, Today, unfortunately, is a bittersweet day because Brushing Them Back with Colby White, it will be this last episode. Um, Colby and I sat down a few weeks back and we're discussing exactly, what direction we wanted to go with the show. His schedule was really getting hectic and intense. He's in the middle of rehab. He's on the backside of that. He's trying to chase that dream to become a professional baseball player. Um, I can't say that I blame him for wanting to try to shut down production. Um, I'm gonna let you hear him in his own words about what he has going on, but I just want to lead off the show by saying that this will be our last episode, or brushing them back with Cover White last episode. I'm not gonna say that it's forever. Well, I'm just gonna say that for now, it's the production's been halted. So I'm gonna bring Kobe on, and we want to thank a few folks.
What's
What's up,
going
Kobe?
on? Not a whole lot, man. How you doing?
I know volume today. I don't guess he feels like talking to us today.
Can you hear me? Let's see
Oh
here.
yeah, there we go. It's a Verizon commercial now. I was just
There-
letting the viewers know the first 30 seconds or so when I was waiting for you to come on that this will be the last episode of Brushing Them Back with Kobe White. Not saying that it's going away forever. We're just going to halt production for a while, and that's kind of where we're sitting right now.
Right.
I know people are going to want to know why we made this decision. I kind of gave them a little tidbit of us talking a few weeks back and about your schedule and all that kind of stuff. But if you want to share a few minutes, why we want to stop it now because of what you got going on, and then of course we got a lot of folks we need to thank before we get out of here. So
Right. Well, first of all, I've enjoyed it. Thanks to Mr. William for setting this up and getting this going. He's run this whole thing and has done a great job with it. Made it very easy for me to get on here and just talk. So, but yeah, from my side of it, it's really just a time constraint thing. Believe it or not, I spend a lot of time behind the scenes as far as preparing to pitch and get better at pitching and been trying to just get healthy, So leave for spring training February 12th. Going to be long days, 10, 12-hour days. If I'm not actively pitching, I'll be working on science systems and bunk coverages and working on different things in that department, stretching, lifting weights, and then also active recovery stuff. When I get home, so it takes a good bit to try to perform at the highest level as a baseball player, especially a pitcher. But I've certainly enjoyed hearing point of views from different people with the baseball world and um, things of that nature. And like Mr. Williams said, this is just kind of a put to a halt. It's not a going away forever kind of thing. Just for the time being, that way I can put all the time I need to into it. Um, just kind of putting it to the side for right now.
yeah, I told him just before you jumped on. I told him it was mainly a schedule issue. It was just becoming too difficult for you to try to be on the show, and I personally could tell it was becoming a burden. I mean, it was hard for you to get into the episodes with us, and like I said, me and you both got a lot going on. You are actively trying to get yourself to the show, and that's what we want to see happen. So I do appreciate the kind words. Listen, I this was started off as a passion project. Just wanted to kind of get your name out and get your brand recognized, and we've done a pretty decent job of that. And I think it's got a lot to do with the fans. A lot of folks that have watched this show and shared this show, listened to this show way back in audio days. Man, it doesn't seem like that long ago, but it's been quite a while since we did just the audio stuff.
Right.
So, I mean, some folks we do need to thank. I don't want to miss, and I know we'll miss somebody. Maybe Kobe will catch it, and we'll we'll make sure you know about it. But let's go all the way back. I don't know if Kobe realizes this, and I didn't realize it until I was kind of going through some stuff about 2 days ago. We actually today, as a matter of fact, the 27th day of January was the very first recording we ever had with this show. when we were recording the very first episode was 3 years ago today, which blows my mind that it's been 3 years. It doesn't seem like it's been nearly that long, but I
Right.
guess it has. Those very first guests that we had on there, those guys, and we've had some ladies on there too. Some of the guests we have been absolutely amazing. I don't want to start listing them individually because me and Colby will miss somebody, and I don't want to offend anybody or upset anybody for not mentioning them by name, but you know who you are. And as a listener of this show, as a viewer of this show, you know who they are. So if you please support every individual that's ever been on this show. If you can follow them on social media, if you can catch a live event that they're part of, if you run into them in person, say, hey, man, I remember when I heard or watched you on Brushing the Back with Colby White, man. You and Colby was cutting it up that day, or, something like that. Build those folks up. And as for sponsors, I mean, Colby, I remember when we first started, that was like, us flying to the moon. We thought that was an amazing concept. We didn't figure we'd get anybody, honestly. I figured we'd reach out and nobody'd be interested. And within just probably a month of us getting pre-production going, right there where Colby played baseball in high school at West Marion High School, Foxworth, Mississippi. The folks at the clinic, Mike and Christy Johnson, they jumped on board, and we were off to the races at that point. Now that was they were a sponsor for us back mainly during our audio stuff. And I didn't realize we did quite a few audio episodes. I didn't realize. I went back and checked the number. I was shocked we had that many. Right. And then I guess I don't know exactly. I think the next sponsor we picked up was Hunter Forbes, and I think he kind of transitioned us from our audio time to our video time. That was right in there somewhere. And and like I said, Hunter and Colby, they have a connection. Hunter's kids go to school where Colby graduated from. And they were fantastic sponsors. They helped us out tremendously. I don't know at that point. I guess the next people we probably had to thank, Colby, would have to be the Sideline Sports crew, because
Right.
little old Brushing Them Back with Colby White's podcast was heard by a couple of folks in that network, and they reached out to us. And heck, the next thing we know, we big timers. Man, Colby's a future MLB analyst, and I'm a top flight producer, and neither one of us knew what was going on, and we're like, these cats out of New York want us on their network. They ain't no way.
Right.
But we brought some small town Southern charm, some aw shucks kind of element to their show, and Colby, you don't know this, and I pulled it up the other day to verify it, but even though our schedule got pretty sporadic this last year and we didn't release as many episodes as we I'm not going to say we could have, because we couldn't have produced anymore. We got out as much as we could.
Right.
3 years. Well, let's see. We've been with them right at 2 years, and I pulled up the numbers, and we still have 10 of the top 25 viewed shows on their network to date. So that's something you can pat yourself on the back for, Colby, because I'm telling you, when I tell you Colby White's name is out there and your brand is recognized, it is, because if we're still sitting top 10 and they're top 25, and they've been around for about 6 or 7 years. So I'm super excited about those numbers. Right. And then, like I said, Hunter Forbes at Forbes and Son Wood Processing, Timber Processing, they kind of carried us through the Sideline Sports stuff. Now, Colby was about to have to quit baseball. He didn't know that, but we were working on a deal to for our show to be placed on a streaming streaming app, NGBN. Let me scroll this now where you guys can see it. NGBN.TV. We were in active works to be part of their network, and if that would have happened, Colby would just had to hung the glove up. He just had to talk about baseball every day at that point. He'd have had so much money, he'd have slept. He'd have filled his mattress full of money and slept on it. But but like I said, that just wasn't in the cards for us. And like I said, the NGBN folks, when we reached out to them and told them that we decided to kind of halt production, and Colby was on the backside of recovery and was about to become the MLB closer of the year this upcoming year. And they were super excited for Colby and glad to see his development. They're going to continue to follow his progress, just like all of us are. We're going to follow because we're fans of Colby. That's why this show has been so successful, because Kobe's not only a fantastic athlete, he's a fantastic human being, and that's why people watch. So, Kobe, you, sir, are going to be just fine. I'm super glad to see you're finally recovered and you're back throwing. I saw you throwing yesterday on video. Super excited about that. And hey, don't forget us little people, man, when you make it to the big leagues.
Come on now.
Come
You
on
know
now.
better than that.
I
You
still
know
should have
better
put
than
that on
that.
a shirt. Why did I not put "come on now" on a shirt? We should have done that. All right, so let's see who else we need to make sure we got everybody. We got the sponsors that have been part of us. We got the Sideline Sports guys who kind of took us to the next level at that point, because we were being exposed. We went from just some U.S. we had some U.S. viewers, and we had just a smattering of. Me and you joked about this. I pulled up something and you couldn't. South Korea. We were in like 3 other countries. And when I told Kobe, I'll never forget this. We were still on audio there. I told Kobe, I said, Kobe, you ain't going to believe this. We got 0.1% of our viewers from South Korea. So Kobe, in the middle of a sentence, stopped talking. And he said, South Korea, halfway across the world. So anyway, and then after we got with Sideline Sports, we were able to track the numbers a little bit better and brushed them back somewhere. I think it's like 11 countries. I think we're in 11. We got viewership in about 11 countries. So Kobe won't even be able to go overseas without being recognized now. I know you, Kobe White. And Kobe said, yeah, I am. Yeah.
Come on.
So anyway, I'm super excited about that. So his first trip overseas, when the MLB goes to Japan or Korea somewhere and plays, everybody will already know him. His teammates be like, how do they know this guy? This guy's a rookie.
So, all right.
And then you'll have to tell him, Kobe, I'm the man. That's just how it is.
Come on. All right,
Kobe, hey, before we get any deeper, we're not going to be here all day. It's going to be a short show. Because there are folks that tuned in specifically to find out how you were doing. How is the recovery? Are you back? Are you ready to rock and roll?
So last year I had kind of got to the point to where I could go out there and kind of check the box and compete on the mound. I felt good in respects to how I felt before I got hurt. Now I guess closing in on 2 years post-op. I like my bullpen yesterday. I really wasn't getting on the throttle too much, and the ball was coming out pretty good. And I kind of shocked myself on the strength of my arm right now. But yeah, I feel good. I'm excited. I haven't felt anything in my elbow whatsoever. And last year I was kind of getting some tingling and stuff in there. I don't know if that was just. I believe it was kind of just some inflammation still in there from the trauma from the surgery and getting cut on and all that. And I didn't really understand that. I guess 2 years ago, a year and 11 months ago, whatever it was. But yeah, I'm very optimistic. Feel great. I mean, really and truly, and hopefully it continues to trend that way. And I'm just going to be very smart, and I feel like I'm more knowledgeable about how to go about things, building up going into a season, for stacking the days and in intent, playing catch and stuff. And I know that was for me as a young kid coming out of high school. That was unforeseen territory for me. I didn't really understand how do you continue to do things in a healthy manner. Um, so I'm being more conservative, building up. Like I threw 25 pitches at like 80% effort yesterday, and I felt like I kept that effort at 80%. I didn't put on more than what I felt like I should have or shouldn't have, I should say. Um, so, yeah, I'm excited. I'll mix in a bunch of breaking balls, I think, next week. So, from now until the 12th, I think I'll have another 4 more bullpens, and then I'll be in South Florida, probably sweating to death because it's been cold down here. So,
yeah, as a matter of fact, it's going to be like, I think, 38 degrees tonight. So you'll probably be glad to get to South Florida.
yeah.
All right, so you said spring training's when?
February 12th is the report date. The next day we have all our medical stuff and all that. And I think day one of workouts is the 14th.
Oh, okay. Well, look, if you want to send any updates, I'll be more than glad to pass them along to anybody up here. So, like I said, just because the show's in, it doesn't mean me and you won't still be chatting every now and then. I mean, I'll be hitting you up for tickets as soon as you make it to the show. So you
That's
know what I'm
right,
saying?
man.
You
Better
know what I'm
be,
saying?
yeah.
All right. Do you have anybody specifically that I missed that you might want to shout out to? Because I was trying, I didn't want to, and I started to say I wanted to list all the guests, but Lord, I would have missed somebody and I'd have really upset somebody. I mean, I know some of the very first guests we had on the show were really close. I mean, you had really close, connections to, and then some, we didn't know a whole lot about it all. But I know we had. I know, for example, our very first video episode with Karen Koger, to me, was probably the most informative show we've ever produced. I was shocked, at the amount
Right,
of information that we squeezed into about 35 minutes with that young lady.
right.
I know you learned quite a bit. I saw you jotting down some notes. So
Right. Yeah, I think you've done a really great job of thanking everybody. Again, I'd like to thank the sponsors so y'all can, hear it from my mouth, because it's huge for y'all to contribute to what we've done, and it's been well needed, and we're very thankful. Obviously, I wanted to make sure I said thank you as well. Everybody that came on, and gave us some of your time and spoke, that was huge. We're thankful for y'all, and then most importantly, the people that tune in and listen. Um, Hopefully, we made things interesting to where you continue to want to tune in each week. And we're very thankful that we did have people that were consistent to follow and stay in tune with what we were doing. I sure enjoyed it, and it was fun. Really, it still is fun. It's just one of those things.
that's what I'm saying, man. You guys, that's what I try to tell her. I had somebody, I mentioned it to somebody yesterday. I said, well, it looks like the shit we finna have to wind the show down. And they're like, oh man, that's horrible. He said, what's going on with you? And I said, well, no, he said, he asked me, he said, oh, y'all got problems. And I said, what you talking about? He goes, you and Kobe, y'all have them. I said, no, man, me and Kobe get along great. The problem is he's wide open. I
Right.
think he's even throwing bullpens in his sleep at this point. So, you know what I'm saying?
All
I
right.
will say this though, and we don't have a huge, like, we didn't do 200 episodes, but I will say this: I think in the number of episodes we did, you and I sat down initially and wanted to come up with a concept around baseball, but we didn't want it to be just inside the lines. We tried to cover a lot of avenues, like NIL, for example. And when we brought on the young man, your buddy from Rapsodo, that was, man, you and him were talking analytics and drop rates and spin rate, and
Right.
that's for a baseball junkie. Oh, they were in heaven that day. Now, like I
Right.
told y'all, I knew a lot about baseball, I thought, but I didn't
Right.
understand anything y'all said for about 20 minutes. Like, I didn't
Right.
understand one word that came out of y'all's mouth, but you two went on like y'all
Right.
were MIT scientists or something. Like, I was afraid when y'all got through talking because I had nothing to contribute at all to it. So,
Well,
and
the thing I
that's
the thing
I
I
was
got to thinking
excited to see
about
that
with
though.
that. I'm sorry, I keep cutting you.
No, I said I
Uh,
was excited to see that though because I think we brought on a wide enough variety of guests that we covered that day.
Right. Well, look, what I got to thinking about with Justin, obviously he's real intelligent and analytics is a big thing he is great at. But like I had when I first got drafted, I didn't really know anything about it. And then now baseball is shifting. I guess a new wave type of thinking and type of doing. And don't get me wrong, the old school has to be. I feel like it has to be there too because there's so much learned from 100+ years of baseball, and it'll never be rewritten or overlooked or whatever. But I feel like that's the gap between um, the old fan and the new fan. And I got to thinking about it. I was like, man, it would be kind of cool because nowadays you look on a Sunday night baseball game and Eduardo Perez is up there talking, and they're talking about spin rates and vertical movement and all that. And the old school fan, he probably doesn't have a clue about that if it's not addressed. And I guess over time you might pick it up, but I got thinking to the average guy that might would tune on, um, it probably puts things in a little bit better perspective of saying, well, when I turn this game on now, well, I heard Justin Aguirre talking about this. Well, this is what this means. This is why he's having the success to, and it's much more uh, in touch with the fans at that point than just some numbers on a screen that you don't know what's going
Right.
on. You know,
You
so
feel, at least you feel like you have a working knowledge of what's going on in the
right,
game now. Yeah,
right,
it's sometimes you have to turn the volume down on games today because you don't understand half what they're saying. So
yeah,
you just
I
looking
did,
for, boy, he brought that in. He brought that inside hard. Yeah,
right,
it's that old school stuff.
right.
Like I said, I want to make sure we covered everybody before we got out of here, and we're not going to be here long today. Hey, one thing that you probably do want to say something about is before you go back to spring training, which you just this past weekend I know had one. You have another camp coming up here locally, don't you?
Yes, sir. The 4th. It'll be a Sunday. Hopefully the weather will be a little less harsh than the last one. It was a little bit cold the last time, but if it's
It
cold, we'll get
was
after it too.
no, sir. It was I made it up there as it was getting over. But it was not cold, so it was absolutely frigid. I tell you what, them young men that you had out there was soldiers. They had some real dedication. Hey, we got a new co-host here.
Yeah, he won't. This is G. He won't.
Uh,
He's a 20-pounder, man. Let me show y'all this
Knocked him.
cat.
I was fixing to say when he jumped up there, I thought he knocked you off the stool.
He likes to get on my bar in here, and he
I understand, and you're in his way right now.
that's it.
All right, you got it, brother. You got anything you want to add? Because I have one more thank you, and then we'll get out of here. So you got anything you want to? I
uh,
mean, I do want to emphasize for those people that are watching. We joked about this is not, and we're serious. This is, I mean, the only thing that's going to change. A few things are going to change. The brushing them back with Colby White Facebook page. I'm going to end up disabling it, taking it down. And I am moving all of the episodes that we either have at Sideline Sports, available at Sideline Sports, or here on Walley Media Group. I'm moving all that to its own dedicated Brushing Them Back with Colby White YouTube page. Colby will have all the admin information and all that. So if Colby's down there in Florida throwing and wants to just add that little video to it, he can, and then you guys can follow him there also. So we want to make sure, we keep following right. And of course, when he first gets called up, he's going to shoot a video of him down in the bullpen goofing around. He's going to do that for sure. He won't get in a whole lot of trouble. I don't figure he'll get in a whole lot of trouble, but
right.
yeah. Pitching coach down there screaming at him. So, but I guess that's it, man. It's amazing that we were able to sum up nearly 3 years in about 25 minutes. That's crazy, man. But and I still can't believe it's been 3 years time, man.
Right.
I do have one last thank you, and that's to you, Colby White, because Colby, I'll never forget on that. I had an original podcast project, an audio. I don't know. I get emotional when I go back and listen to it because it was so good. It was one of the best audio productions that I had and when I first started. We did an interview with you. We talked about what you were going to do, what your future was, getting drafted, all that kind of stuff. All that stuff had come true. You're chasing that dream. If we don't have that first conversation, if I don't record that first episode, I put that first episode out, and it is one of 137 audio episodes. I only had 4 episodes that went over 1,000 views or 1,000 plays, downloads, whatever they call it, downloads in audio. I only had 4 episodes. You are the top. No, you were the second. You missed out by 3. You got lazy on me late. You missed out by 3 being the top downloaded episode I had on that original project. I knew at that point that if we could craft this show around you, it'd be successful. And it has been. It's been an absolute success. So I want to thank you because without you, it'd just be brushing them back with, and that just sounds stupid.
Right. Well, I sure appreciate it, man.
So anyway, like I said, when I sat down with you the first time, I promised you that we were going to put together a product that was going to build your name, build your brand, and me and you was going to be cool, and it was all about building your brand. And I'll never forget, I even talked to your mom and dad, I think separately. And I told them, I said, I will not do anything that's going to desecrate or disrespect Colby in any way. And we had a fantastic run.
Right.
And like I said, we're going to put it on the shelf for a while. And then 10, 15 years from now, if that's what it takes, and you're retired and looking for something to do, we'll fire it back up. I'll drag it out of the microfiche or whatever that's being stored on at that point, and we'll start it all over again. How's
Right.
that sound?
That'd be good, man. That'd be real
Yeah,
good.
you'll be old then. Well, I just thought about 15 years. I'll be in a nursing home, so somebody else will have to help you with that the project. So
Come on, man.
it's gonna be there, man. 15 years. That's a long time. So, but
It is.
that's what that's what I'm hoping. I hope it's 15 years before we even talk about bringing this show back up, because that means you've had a 12-year MLB career, and you're looking for something to do in your spare time. You know what I'm talking about?
Right.
Oh,
Exactly.
and just a quick note for those that follow Walley Media Group and brushing the back and all that. As you probably you've figured out by now, the whole welcome from the whites, the Kardashian style meets, the Kardashians meet baseball. That's also been shelled. If he doesn't have time to talk baseball, he definitely doesn't have time to talk about marriage and life. So,
Right.
so,
Or
so
anything, or anything
we're
in the
going to shell
direction,
that project also. So.
or anything in the direction of the Kardashians too. So.
That's right. Well, somebody asked me, well, what's the show gonna be like? I said, well, picture the Kardashians meet baseball. That's what it's gonna be. So anyway, they chuckled. They thought that was hilarious.
Right.
All right. So and that's pretty much it. Just a quick, I didn't put it in the show. I didn't put it in the episode notes about the brushing them back. You can go ahead to just search on YouTube, brushing them back with Colby White. The page comes up. There's some content already on it. I understand where Colby's coming from. I'm super busy with 1,000 things going on, so I'm kind of uploading those episodes as I can. I plan on trying to get all the content in there by the end of next month, so including this episode. So we'll see. That's a goal. I've set a goal. I'm gonna see if I can get to it. So
Right.
all right, Colby. Besides you crazy, you got any parting words for us?
Again, just thanks. Appreciate everybody tuning in. Appreciate you, Mr. William. Hopefully we'll do it again in the future when we get free time like you were talking about. But I've enjoyed it. So thank y'all
I
one
have
last
too,
time.
brother. I really have. I'm glad that we were able to come together and do this project. It has been an absolute. It's not only been a lot of fun. I kind of down. I really as much as my thank you. I tried to emphasize in my thank you to you about what this project has meant. Man, this project's been a cornerstone of this media group that got started, man. If it wouldn't have been for this show to kind of kickstart everything, it'd just be me and you on here on YouTube talking every week. But I've been fortunate enough now that we're creating some more content, some more product, and like I said, without you, it wouldn't have happened. So I do appreciate you, man.
Yes,
hey,
sir.
and don't forget, man, when you make it big, set a few tickets aside for me.
I hear you.
All right, man. I guess that's it. I'm not gonna say goodbye to the fans and everybody else. I'm gonna just say see y'all later, because I truly feel like somewhere in the future, me and Colby will get back together and work on a project for sure. So
Absolutely.
all right. What about you, man? Appreciate you, brother. Look, be safe. Please protect that arm, man. Please protect the arm. Yeah, go 80% until they tell you have to go 100%. All right.
That's right.
And look, guys, hey, for sure, check him out. It's next Sunday, you said?
Yes, sir. Next Sunday, the 4th.
The 4th, Sunday the 4th. If you got a kid in the Columbia, Kokomo, Foxworth, I don't know. I guess they can drive them anywhere. If you were in driving distance of Columbia, you need to come get some knowledge from this young man about pitching and technique. And are you also didn't I notice the young man that was with you last weekend is going to be back this weekend?
Right. Yeah. Brandon Parker. He's a junior college All-American.
Yeah, he's a hammer. He's going to be the dude showing you how to hit the ball a mile, and Kobe's going to show you how to throw it past him.
Right.
That's right. Shove day. I remember the shirt. Shove day.
That's it.
All right, man. Well, look, folks, we're going to be signing off for the last time for now. And Kobe, see you in the funny papers, big guy.
That's it. We'll see you.
Everybody have a great day.